Well, your question is why there is a dispute between ideologies. Well, as long as there is the other person, there's going to be dispute. Dispute emerges from differences. When there are differences of ideas among people, then obviously there will be disputes. As long as there's ignorance on how to mend ways, how to patch up the differences, how to bring ideas together, how to merge, how to collaborate. So if there's an ignorance on how to collaborate, then there's going to be dispute because there's going to be disagreement because there's the two people, the two factions, the two opinions will be different from each other, and they are ignorant on how to merge, how to bring them together, how to bring togetherness. So as long as this separateness, this division will remain, then the dispute will also remain. So an ideology itself is not the area of dispute. There are disputes in so many things. There's a dispute on how a color looks to you, which is different from the same color looking to somebody else. But here in ideology, with reference to civilization of India, there is an ideology of the civilization of India, the heritage of India, that knew how to mend ways, how to bring people together, how to merge, how to bridge the gap in ideological opinions, in ideological thoughts, because everything was accommodated, everything was inclusive, because Indian civilization was very vast and very deep. It had a possibility of pluralistic and generous and charitable outlook on the way we live. So everybody was given the freedom to have their own ideas. They could practice their own ideologies. But then the visiting guests from around the world in those years, maybe 500 years back or 600, 700 years back, they came to India and they brought their own ideas, which was very limited. And they transmitted their ideas into what was existing in India, because they had to convert the local people of India into subscribing to their ideology that came across the border from outside India. So it got takers because in India the people were more gullible, more gullible, more vulnerable, more helpless. Because they could accommodate everything, they were charitable, they were generous, because the civilization of India inherently, it is interwoven. It is interwoven into civilization of India to be charitable, to be hospitable to visitors. And they did not have a sense of insecurity. So they did not transmit to others, but they absorbed what was transmitted to the civilization of India from across the border. And one of the travesty is that this land was full of richness. Everything was abundant. And so they were perhaps a little incompetent and also complacent to be able to combat this transmission intruded of ideology into Indian psychology. The gullible and vulnerable people of India, they just allowed it to happen. So the visitors obviously are transactors. They were transacting. That's why they traded. That's why they invaded. That's why they came from outside the border into India. They were transactors. They were traders. They transacted. Whereas the local people of Indian civilization, they were not good transactors, because they had a pursuit of transcendence. Because Indian civilization has an element of transcendence, and the invading civilization, invading ideology, they do not have anything to do with transcendence. They are only transactors. They are only traders. So they could easily transmit their views and get subscribers to this foreign ideology into Indian psychology. So that way, the Indian civilization allowed people to transcend. But many people were in slumber and complacency, because in tropical climate, all the food, everything just came easily. It was not a desert. It was not full of snow and ice and freezing climate here in India. It was tropical. So everything, pineapple, jackfruit, mangoes, oranges, spices, everything came, and Indian civilization thrived and flourished, and perhaps that's what made the users of Indian civilization within India into slumber and into complacency and clumsiness. So instead of transacting, they transcended, or rather it's a traversity. There's a traversity that they simply escaped from. Without transacting, they went to transcendence. That was an escape, and that's an error of the practitioner of the Indian civilization, because that escape into transcendence without transacting, without the actual trust in transaction. See, when the trust is lost among people, among their own people, they lost their trust because of complacency, clumsiness, slumber. They lost their suspicion, came among each other, and this is an advantage to the invaders. When there is suspicion among the brothers, the suspicion among the regional people within the region, within their own localities, if there is suspicion and distrust, and then easy for the invaders to intrude. So the intruding ideologies, they transmitted easily, because the local people, they chose out of ignorance. There was a traversity from transaction. Instead of transaction, they went directly into transcendence. They did not feel the need to transmit their ideology into the visitor's ideology. They did not feel to propagate, to promote the civilization of India. For example, breathing techniques, pranayama, secrets of the mind through meditations. So all these great practices was not given its respect, was not given its dignity and prestige. So the invaders succeeded, the ideology succeeded, which was limited ideology. That ideology that came from across the border could not do transcendence. So the local people did not transform themselves. See, there's a transition period. From transaction, you have to transition, do the transition through doing breathing techniques, meditation, and the worship patterns as prescribed, as prescribed. The method of worships, the disciplines, the oblations. So all this has to be practiced, and then the transformation happens within the person, and then comes the transcendence. But devoid of the proper method of transformation, many people of the ideology of India simply transcended, the pursuit of transcendence. And that was a gap that the invaders could transmit their own, infect their own ideas into the Indian civilization. And therefore the ideological differences and the gaps. So the solution is to know that trophy is to bring trust among the practitioners of the Indian civilizations, to eliminate distrust and suspicion among themselves, and to fortify the Indian civilization by doing the breathing techniques and meditations, and knowing how precious it is to be able to fortify it, so that the transaction, people of India can excel in transaction, and therefore the transmission, and therefore the transformation, and then the transcendence. Now, devoid of transcendence, devoid of inner transformation, the visiting ideologies are now volatile, they are violent, because they have no transcendence, as was available in the civilization of India. So inside between them, the invading ideologies which came from the Middle East or from the West, so whichever regions it came from, or from areas like Uzbekistan, through Babur, etc. Now all of them are also having this conflict within themselves. They have factions, they have sector, they have section, they have segments of differences in their worship patterns, practices, including there's a big war. There are wars happening. So there is no real harmony and tranquility even in the practitioners of those ideologies, as in Libya versus another country, as in Iran versus another country, or Yemen versus another country. So all of those practitioners of that ideology which invaded India, and they transmitted and infected their ideology into India, they themselves have no harmony and tranquility. because their scriptures are very weak, their scriptures are not complete, their scriptures are not full, and it's not total. So it leaves a lot of room for disputes, and the disputes, because they have no idea of transcendence, they will kill each other, they make weapons of violence, and they want to destroy each other, and it's evident, and it's rampant. So Indian civilization has an accountability to be able to transmit their fragrance of their meditations, of their breathing techniques to all over the world. And the ideology that has gap, that has distance, that has separateness from Indian civilization must also learn to understand how to transform themselves. They have to subscribe to Indian civilization and then transcend to transcendence, and then there will be merger of ideologies. Everybody will be practicing harmony, tranquility, and the higher values and virtues of being a total human being. So Indian civilization has historically given the evidence of right from transaction to transmission, transformation, and then transcendence. Eliminate the ideological disputes.